Hey, but big shout out to my boys over at Total Safety for the recognition. The recognition, you know what I mean?
So now is that part of the?
Yeah.
Are we including that?
Now it is.
Okay.
Yes, there it is.
Okay, so
good times. So we're a man down. Matt was going to actually, we're 2 men down, but Matt was gonna make it tonight, but had to take his kids trunk or treating. But
Dude,
the picture he sent, they were inside. So I don't know how you trunk or treat inside. But
first of all, what he showed was a lot of like disgruntled parents.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
kids.
I think it sold a bill of goods.
Sweet tooth.
Went for the treats, and it was just a big giant trick.
Yeah,
I drove past there trying to go pick up John, and it's just a mile-long line of cars just sitting there, just coming out, more coming into park. I'm like, I remember those days. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, I'll just go up to Kroger, say, look, put your costume on, go buy a bag of candy. Here you go. Just open up your bag, kid.
Yeah. Well, that is literally why I missed last week. So we were doing the same thing at Maddox and Sissy schools.
Yeah. So I think it's important to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I also think it's important to teach kids the value of time and what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, hey, listen, like, I know you want to go to trunk or treat, but like, here's some candy. Here's your friends. Let's watch your favorite TV show. Boom. Have a sleepover. Invite people over. Why does school have to get involved with Halloween? I don't understand. Like, what does that do? Did y'all pay any money? What did it cost?
We did,
you?
yeah. That's like a fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser. You're just raising money. And I get raising money for whatever. And I sound like a sour person.
Right.
I just think that you can't corporate, or how would you say that? You can't make it all about just, especially in this time, right? This is a time right now where we have the highest inflation rates we've had that we've ever seen, right? We have a time where people are working more hours and making less money because everything costs so much freaking money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why don't you stop making this thing like all about, and I guess there's a tradition or whatever, but stop making it that way. Hey, people are struggling out there. Not everybody has a podcast. I know it sounds weird like that, but
what does that have to do with anything at all?
I'm
sorry, what?
Yeah, nobody can afford $85 briskets every weekend. And I want to go back to 1996 when that shit was like, I don't know, $25 for a brisket, $30 for a brisket. That's what it was.
I don't think we'll ever see that again. Well, I don't think we'll ever see it, but you'll see it in spurts. And I don't know what triggers it. It's just like all the meat industries get together. Just CEOs, just these meat guys just around one table. It's like, all right, look, guys, let's just throw these guys
big cigars.
Yeah, big cigars.
Hey,
little stupid monocle glasses.
Let's
you know
throw them all. I don't know. What do you think? $1.99, Fred? Let's get $1.99 briskets coming out of here. You know? Yeah, that'll feed the people for a while.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do it for one weekend, though. Maybe one
Just
day.
one weekend. It's always that weird weekend or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like you can't do it on a major holiday.
Labor Day, they cut the prices, right? 4th of July, they cut prices. They know what's up because they're going to have the influx in sales, so they cut prices to do so. But they know they're going to get the sales, right? So it's the volume over the normal day-to-day like buyers.
Yeah.
So it's a smart move. The consumers are yet again, forced to go out and buy the cheap meat and then go cook it all in one day and waste it all, right? Because that's what's going to happen.
What I don't think it's getting to the point now there is no more just cheap meat. You used to everything that was cheap that we figured out it was good that we can turn into something really badass and that everybody loves, and then it goes trendy and everybody just like buys the shit out of it, and now they're like just $, just like all of a sudden the prices get jacked up.
Spam's worth like $18 a pound. You're like, we went wrong at some point,
Yeah. And I'm like, eat all the way down to just chicken. I mean, freaking just chicken thighs. Everything is just like,
well, you can still get some deals though. Yeah, but I bought some chicken quarters, a whole pack. It was like $3. I was like,
because nobody wants a chicken quarters, man.
Chicken quarters are the best. It's literally the best.
No,
I mean, for me. You can't beat it.
I'm not saying it is or isn't.
Right.
I'm just saying that you're eating a chicken quarter.
Yeah, because it's so good.
How much is a pack of chicken breast?
I don't know.
Chicken titties.
They're more for sure.
Yeah,
but they're not as good, so I don't give a shit.
Like 15 freaking bucks.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
For a pack of.
So how come chicken quarters aren't more? They're
pack
so good.
of 4 chicken breasts.
Because you're not really getting that much meat.
So this is what I blame. I blame all of the buffalo places that started serving wings that all of a sudden started serving chicken sandwiches.
Mhm.
F those guys, right? You're ruining the market for
Yeah.
us, right? And now we're breeding chickens to grow like 6 breasts. This
Yeah.
is fucked up, man. Have you seen this?
No, I have not seen that.
Yeah, I'm making
Well,
it up right now, but
I was about to say that's
but you don't know. Like, there's a scientist out there trying to grow chicken with multiple titties, like 3 or 4 of those motherfuckers.
Mm.
So
but I mean,
I've seen people with 4 nipples.
I got nipples. Can you milk me? I don't know what you're saying right
somebody
now.
walked into that. If they can come up with a way to engineer and design a chicken to grow from embryo to full chicken in like 7 days, they're going to come up with a way to do it.
No,
You know what I mean?
no. What they're doing now is they're growing chicken breast in fucking labs, bro.
Mm.
Now it's
Here's-
just going to be printed.
I don't like that.
Yes.
I don't like that at all.
Now we all have cancer.
Mhm. Well, it's
Or-
like you clone a cell, you get a
Ingrown
natural
toenails.
chicken
I'm not
cell,
sure how
then
it
you
works.
clone it, and then you clone that and that and that. And they say it's just as great as chicken, but I'm like, I really don't believe you. I don't think it is
Right.
just as great. They say it is, but it's like
Yeah.
almost like
Who says? Who are they?
How come every time they're saying chicken, they're
the people
doing air
making the
quotes?
money probably are
Yeah,
the ones
Bill
that say it
Gates?
is. Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
Right.
It's for the poor.
You don't even know if
Yeah.
that is what you're actually eating. It's like I remember a movie back in the 70s, 80s, or whatever it was. What is this called? Soylent Green, to where the government was just handing out food to everybody because food was in a shortage, and then they're having a hard times keeping up. Everybody was then going through famine, and
Yeah.
so I'll say they went through this program. They
lot
started
like
handing
today.
out whatever, and so there was it comes down to the end. Just spoiler alert, but they were feeding people. People.
It's not a spoiler when it's from
That is
freaking
true.
80s
That is
and
true.
70s,
Wait,
man.
what?
Yeah,
You watching like
the-
a horror film or something?
So the people that would die, they
Horror?
would get recycled into food, and they would feed it to the people.
So have you seen already that there's
it's
these labs
repurposed.
right now? That talk right now. There's these labs out there that people are talking about. Like, I don't know why we're talking about this. This ain't barbecue.
Could be.
However, that's the thing. There's a conspiracy theory right now that other chains and other mass-produced places are. It's like you're just eating part of human.
It's saying that the USDA had approved lab grown chickens to sell to the public.
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't know about
We're not
that,
doing
man.
it.
This is where they get
Are you signing on to this?
I'm just telling you what Google said.
Yeah, but are you going to sign on to this?
Oh no, I'm not eating it.
Will they have to like let
Yeah.
people know? Will it be on the packaging? Hey, this is
It has to be.
right.
No, it doesn't. It does until it doesn't. It does until it's so mainstream. Like chicken with green package is
Right.
human.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Why does
Chicken
every
and green-
breast look the same?
Yeah, right.
Well, I think
I
they're getting a little bit sneaky, and you've already seen certain things come out. John showed me a letter a long time ago talking about stuff that was being circulated. I lack of the better word. I don't know the actual organization that is pretty much governs all of agriculture like across the world.
Yeah.
Um,
World Health or
I
don't know.
I don't know, but it essentially was talking about what they can do to make farming, agriculture, the meat industry more
disgusting.
not sustainable, but more just
Productive?
I guess they're trying to cut down on the inhumaneness and I don't know, but it was very weird how they like it almost like they're really trying to choke off the industry because like obviously they're one of the big focuses was the environment and the impact that these animals have on the environment, whether it's just cows emitting like methane gas into the or it's other animals or
Such
bad
bullshit.
bad practices and stuff like that. So they're coming together. And then on the other hand, you're starting to see this other little industry pop up on the side where you're like, they're going to be sitting there saying, hey, this is great over here.
Free range, grass fed. There it is, right? We're not listen. And forgive me because I know we're at a point now in life where we have to feel like everybody should have this. And you know, I look back at my grandmother and I look back at it when people hit hard times. Not everybody had anything, and you can go back in time and listen to people cut up their boot leather and then boiled it and cut it up and ate it as a food because we had a shortage, right? And I know that's an extreme thing to think about and whatever else, but listen, we are so stocked and we have like commercialized how to farm. We've commercialized every single thing because everybody deserves to have every single thing at one time. And I think it's very naive, whatever else. I also think it's naive to think that we've been on this earth for, I don't know how many thousands of years or whatever else. And we're at a point that we think that we know how to cure everything. And it's a very naive way of thinking about life. Like, oh, the reason of this is because of this, and this is all because man-made. And hey, first of all, you're a blip. You're a second. You're a dot on a whole map of a time frame. And you go back thousands of years, right? You're only a dot for this earth. You're nothing. This earth will be here well past you. And the fact that you think you have control over what our earth is really going to do, or what happens with, and I know there's weather patterns and there's cycles and everything else. At the same time, like how arrogant is that to really say, like, well, because cows, well, damn cows and all that methane out there, they just, we got to kill the cows.
Yeah.
I just don't, I don't
That's what
understand,
we're
like,
doing.
how naive is that to think, like, am I crazy?
No. I think it's panic that's put on by the people that are in charge just to make money. You know what I mean?
Well, everything's about money.
That's what
It's
that's
all
what it
about
boils
money.
down
There's a
to.
narrative to every single thing. Like, if you're saying this is bad,
Because you're trying to sell something else.
you're selling something else.
That's exactly
right?
it.
Hey, listen, I ain't buying shit.
Right.
Hey, I'm not buying.
I'm buying cows. That's it.
I'm not buying your information. I don't care. Like, this is not how. This is not a. I don't want to go too much into this. I think we've gone too far a little bit, probably.
Well,
but
can I talk about, unless you need to add on to that, the story about them bringing back a woolly mammoth? Have you seen this?
I think I did hear about this. I don't remember who.
Next
I think it's a great idea.
Next year, it's going to be born.
Bring them all back.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they found like its closest relative that was still alive and like made an embryo or
There's
some
a certain
shit. I
breed
don't know.
of elephants. I can't remember the name of the breed, but that's their closest, I guess.
That's part of it, though. But what they did was they have DNA from a mammoth, and what they're doing is they're going and completing the building blocks, and they're plugging in the elephant's building blocks to make everything back, just to fill in the missing pieces. So it's like 90% woolly mammoth, 10% whatever, or maybe it's 99% mammoth and 1% elephant. It's going to be a mammoth.
Jurassic Park in that
Park.
ass, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you think it will come out and be like, oh shit, that's a woolly mammoth? Or it would be like, nah, that looked like some inbred. Like, that thing has 4 tusks and
it's gonna
3
come out like
ears,
an
and,
alien, just
what
like,
just
right.
happened? Like, why did
Right.
or like stillborn and not like
or it has, like, it got mixed like the fly, right? It
Yes,
got
that's what I'm saying.
mixed.
You think
and
it's
all
gonna
of a
be bad?
sudden, all of a sudden the chest opens up. It has like wings, and it goes out and devours like 80 fucking people in like 6 seconds. And you're like,
Right.
what's going on? And they're like,
Hey.
holy shit, this thing just. And also it starts self-reproducing.
That's what I'm asking. Do you think it's gonna work, or do you think it's not gonna work?
He's like, well, of course,
I think it's going to
They're
work.
gonna have to create a male
Yeah.
and a female, and then next thing you
No,
know,
it's asexual, bro.
they mix.
You
a
cut a
little
part off, and this
rabbit.
grows a new mammoth.
What
you
is
know?
I was about to say
happening
they
right
now?
mix
Who
a little
knows?
rabbit gene in there, and all of a sudden now they're just like having them like every
Hey,
30 seconds.
I'm a magpie, Like, what do you call them?
Gremlins.
Gremlins, man. It's like, what were they called before they were gremlins? Magpies or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Hey. All of a sudden, you can't feed it after midnight and don't get it wet. Boom. Now they're out there killing shit.
Would you eat one?
Nah, I'd try it.
Would I eat what?
A
Woolly
mammoth?
mammoth.
Oh yeah, you gotta try it.
A leg.
You think that's a low and slow thing, or is that like I want it
I'm not
medium
eating
rare?
it. Hey, the fact that it has a lot of hair on it, like, I know that elephants are
A lot of things
mammals.
have a lot of hair.
I know elephants are mammals and all, but I just feel like,
You would need an elephant.
I mean, I'd try it. I'm just not
Hey,
whatever.
when in Africa, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll eat what's on the table.
True, right. Well, listen, you say that, but I went to a place in Houston, and they brought over a little cart. It's like one of those places that you don't really get you don't get a menu. So you get one, you can order off of it, but the whole time that they have these carts going around the entire restaurant, and it's like they're layered with food, right?
Really?
Like 3 or 4 plates, right? Or 3 or 4 layers. And so we had a contact with this, and he was like, let me order for y'all, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, sounds great. Like I like Kung Pao, and I like
Is that
this.
Asian
I'm like,
place?
yeah,
Okay.
I like this, and he's like, yeah, okay. And so at one point, I'm staring at a goat's eyeball. It's sitting on my plate, and I was like,
Oh, shit.
I don't know if I can do this, man. I don't know if I can actually like muster this thing down. And everybody's biting in, and I'm looking
They're all biting
around.
eyeballs?
Yeah, dude.
Like they're actually serving eyeballs.
Yes.
What the hell?
They
Hey.
consume all of it.
Hey, I'm telling you right now,
Why?
I was shaking.
Was it like vitamin A or
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's vitamin like no, that's what it was. But I was sitting there and I'm shaking, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And I remember like going to pick it up, and I was like,
Squirts.
I'm like, I can't do this. Dude, they're like it's like, oh, it pops. I was like, no, it doesn't.
Right.
Bro, I slid that play. I was like, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, the ocular
yeah.
juice just
Yeah,
going everywhere.
Not cool, man.
Give me sweet and sour chicken or
Yeah. It's like, hey, can you fry it up? Huh, I'll eat it. I'm just saying, you never know. But I'm all in favor of this woolly mammoth thing because, and we'll get off this, go back to barbecue, whatever. But they've already shown how they have reintroduced animals into certain areas that have not been there for a long time.
Mhm.
And once they did, right, and there was a wolf thing, right, where they reintroduced the wolves into an area that they had not been in, like, for, I don't know, 50 years or 60 years or 100 years, right, whatever it was. But once they did, it's this hierarchy, right? It's able to move game and move things around in a way that it brought back the plains. It brought back areas of wildlife that hadn't been there in years. Animals that we thought were extinct weren't extinct, right?
things that humans ruined. They
That-
like brought it
Exactly.
back.
That's the thing, right?
Like
That's
restored the order, like the balance.
hey.
Mm.
Let me tell you who is. We are the problem.
No shit.
But it's not because we have cows,
No.
right? You know what I mean?
We just wreck shit.
We just ruin every single thing. We strip the land. We ruin every single thing. And if you can't think about like being sustainable and being, environmentally friendly and whatever else, you hate the cows.
Right.
It's us. We're little ants running around this earth,
Right.
screwing shit up.
We
Yeah.
should stop.
24/7.
We're gonna do them ourselves for sure. Did you see that they sent this probe out into space to basically get a sample of an asteroid?
Yeah.
Do you see this? And it was successful.
Do they have like parasites?
They landed it on this asteroid.
Really?
Mhm.
What was that movie? With Bruce Willis?
Armageddon.
Yeah, that's what
Armageddon.
it sounds like to me.
Correct. So it by no means it was heading towards Earth or whatever, but I don't know how far out it went, but they've everything was videoed.
Was
It
there
landed.
leeches? Is there
We don't know
leeches
yet.
on it?
Look, give me get this. So it landed,
I feel like
took a
there's leeches.
sample, popped off, landed back on Earth. So it's here. I think
Jesus
it's in NASA.
Christ.
I'm
Why
not
would you
really
bring it to Earth?
I don't know. I think
Leave
it's
it
in
on the
NASA. So
moon.
it's in
We'll go-
it's in this capsule. Okay. They're having a hard time opening the capsule.
Who's got the key?
Right. Exactly. So that's where it's at right
Hey,
now.
you know
But
what
I'm
I
like,
picture? Hold on. You know what I picture? I picture like a Coca-Cola, like a Coca-Cola machine. You know, it has that round with a little notch in the beginning. Like nobody has that one like the second notch that
Right,
actually
right.
opens it. Like, hey guys, do you have that key? Like somebody's like, no, I don't
Checking their
have that.
keychain.
Right.
They're going to be like a bunch of just space nerds just around trying to open this thing up, and they can't do it. And there's
Zombies.
like freaking janitor walking around
Jingling all his keys.
just opens it up real quick. Go, here you guys, and just
Yeah.
goes back to work
Yeah.
or whatever.
He's got like a bunch of keys, like little Coca-Cola key. I don't know. Listen, quit fucking around with stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
That's how you
Go-
break something.
go create like your little moon calling like you're supposed to do 20 freaking years ago. We all thought you were going to do, right? Or 30 years ago. Actually, 40 years ago. Let's be honest,
Why
right?
can't we just not do any of that stuff and just stay here and just like
Look,
quit messing with shit?
You went to the moon in the 60s, 50, I don't know, 60s, right? Went to the moon in the 60s. Like, why the fuck don't we have like a space colony up there? Why is there not like something on the moon where we can just live up there and bring shit there? That way, when y'all are all aliens and y'all are all zombies, we can just let you rot up there and never go there again. Why bring it here? Why infect us with these space, leeches or
I wonder if
whatever
there is.
else?
Like, what if there's something on the asteroid that's like a
You don't know.
disease? Like maybe they brought back a disease that's just gonna freaking wipe
Well,
out civilization.
It actually can't really work that way. They know how space works. It's a vacuum. Nothing lives, right?
Speaking of vacuums, can I
Yeah,
can I
you can segue.
I didn't want to use that word because we always use that word, but we
But
did
you
now.
can. You
So
can say whatever you want.
Vacmaster, our friends from Vacmaster,
Backmaster.
they sent us a toy.
Did they?
The
They did.
VP 95. This thing is bad to the bone. I've already played with it.
Did you vacuum seal water yet?
Yes, I did.
I knew you. I
I
knew you were
100%
going to
did.
vacuum seal water.
One of the first things I did.
Hey, Ro. So think about this. It's this vacuum sealer that creates a perfect
Vacuum.
space
vacuum.
vacuum.
It's not like one of the ones you get at Walmart that sucks the air out of the bag or whatever.
No.
Like on that, you put it into the machine. It does suck the air. First, it sucks all the air out of the whole
creates
machine.
a perfect vacuum.
Like a vacuum, like outer space, right? Like there's no anything in there, and then it
seals.
It seals. It sucks everything out of the bag and it seals. You can seal water. Like you can't do that with any of those Walmart things because it just
Think
makes
about
a
that.
goddamn mess. But
It creates a perfect space vacuum.
So it's used for meat.
for anything,
Whatever you
you
want
can
to
do it whatever you want.
Well, how did you know that he did water right from the beginning?
Because we talked about it.
We've talked about like what it can do, and like weeks ago, months, whatever it was, he was like, you can seal water, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's weird. Like,
Yeah.
how do you
So-
seal water?
And in the vacuum of space, water boils, right? So the water started boiling in the goddamn machine. I'm like, oh shit, it's boiling.
But it boils at what degree? Like
I don't know.
40 something degrees, 50
it's
degrees.
the absence of whatever. It just started.
So
doing
once you
his thing.
pull everything out, water will boil at like 50 degrees or 40 degrees
It's crazy. Like the water just
or
started boiling.
30 degrees. It boils like it's crazy, right?
I didn't know
It-
that. Man, I'm
at what
learning over
rate?
here from you guys.
At what rate? Like
It's like outer
it's
space.
like 1200 degrees.
I have no idea. I don't know
It's
any of the
hot.
math. I don't know any of the science. All I know
It's
is that I started doing. I was like, "Oh shit, it's bubbling, it's boiling!" And my brother-in-law Jeff was there. We were playing with this thing for like an hour. Like, holy shit, that's so cool! It's just cool. We vacuum sealed steaks and pork chops and all kinds of shit.
So when you have that perfect vacuum like that, what happens is, first of all, you've removed all of the air out of it. That means that once you freeze this product, it's not lasting
Oh, it's
6
gonna last
months.
forever.
It takes every single thing out of that bag. You're getting a perfect seal. You're getting a 2 years. You're getting a 2.5 year life
Right.
on what you're trying to freeze.
You don't have to worry about freezer burn.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
No freezer burn.
I can't tell you how many times I've used the other brand.
Yeah, we
like
have 'em.
whatever.
Yeah.
And
Not like this though.
I would
Backmaster.
say at least 20% of the time I go back to the freezer and it didn't seal right.
Yeah,
and
right.
there's ice in there and all
There's
kinds of crap. I mean, sometimes it works okay and it would last you 6 months or a year, but a lot of the times it just didn't seal
Yeah.
right.
So-
this one does a double seal.
So what
across it.
what happens is when it doesn't seal right, you open it up and you got frost inside.
Freezer burn. It
You got
tastes like
freezer
shit.
burn. It's 6 months old. Is it edible? Yeah, it's edible. You can
Yeah.
eat it. You're not going to
You
die.
can eat a
or
lot of
anything,
things, but
but you don't want to.
Yeah.
The texture's fucked up. It's it tastes like shit. Those are things that happens. This, when you thaw this thing out, it's like you got it from the grocery store.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
So just
This
like
is professional.
just like we were talking about earlier. I mean, the price of meats these days, you go into like a Costco or a big, huge wholesale place and getting these meats and cutting them down yourself and then vacuum sealing
You
and
can
throw
save
them
some
into
money.
the freezer.
100%.
You definitely can save money, and also you can trust that when it goes into your freezer, it's going to stay good until you get
I would venture to say
Exactly.
this thing pays for itself in the amount of times that everything you cook throughout the week,
Mhm.
right? Think about this. And I cook for, I have a mediocre family, right? 5 people, whatever.
mediocre.
Well, it's just 5 people, right?
What
But
the
I'm
hell?
just saying like
Size. Mediocre,
large
medium-sized
size. Yeah,
family. Your family
medium
is not
size.
mediocre.
No,
Everybody in
I
it's
didn't
great.
say it like that.
You
You're
said you have a mediocre family.
size
It's a
family,
weird thing
right?
to say.
Mediocre size family. Go after yourself.
6.75.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But if you take how much we make right now, and like I feel like we always have like there's always food going to waste
Oh,
after
for
it's been a
sure.
few days and whatever else. You actually vacuum seal this thing with a Vacmaster. You actually do this. You're talking about. I bet you it pays for itself in. Man, I bet it pays for itself in like
Quick.
3 months.
Yeah.
3 months. In
If-
3 months
if you're
time,
using it, yeah.
if you're using it in 3 months time, it paid for itself, and they don't break down. That was the other thing about this.
Oh yeah.
They don't break down. They last for years.
And their customer service, if you call in, their customer service there's like 5 guys in their customer service and they answer the phone. And where are they in Missouri or something.
Yeah.
Like they're here. So
But think about this.
they're going to walk you through it.
This is a company that produces a shit ton of these equipments, right? These machines go all over the world, right? This is how good they are. They go all over the world. And at the same time, they have 5 guys that does customer service.
Because they don't need it.
Exactly. That's the point I was trying to make.
Those guys are probably have a ping pong table in their little call center.
Like, can you imagine?
That's what they do.
Can you imagine, like, is that the phone?
They don't recognize the
Oh,
sound.
shit. I got to get the phone real quick. Let me get the phone. Hello? Oh, yeah. You have to, yeah. So is it on? Okay, you got to press the on button?
Plug it in.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So your power's out. Okay. Yep. Okay, cool. Yep. See ya.
You got to
So-
flip.
Is it my server?
breaker.
There it is.
Just,
Hey.
boom, boom.
Hey,
There you go.
who serve?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's super cool. And they
it's a
did
cool product.
extend us, let us extend a little discount to our listeners, followers, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
scroll
whoa.
down.
How
and
much?
We'll get you, I don't remember what it is, to be honest with you. I don't remember at all. But there is a link down below.
I can use that link anyways if I want. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely, you can.
There it is.
So
I'm going to buy one.
it's super cool, honestly. I love it. Super fun. And James has one in the back seat of his truck, so you probably get a chance to look at it at least, too.
Where'd you go, James?
There it is.
F you.
Can we let's pay some bills real quick, and then we'll come back and talk about some other cool
How about
stuff.
Barbecue?
We can talk about
Do
barbecue.
we go into barbecue tonight?
We
Tonight
can
it's
do
just
some
all
barbecue,
about
right?
like Sharknado shit. Because I'm all about Sharknado.
Yeah, we'll do Sharknado, more barbecue, but after this.
You know, smoking meats isn't just cooking, it's an art form. The aroma, those deep flavors, the patience, it's a whole experience.
And behind every great artist, there's the right set of tools. If you're aiming to build your own barbecue pit or dreaming of a custom design tailored just for you, SmokerBuilder.com has your back.
Led by Frank Cox, their expertise is unmatched. Offering blueprints, kits, and insights, they turn every barbecue dream into a flavorful reality.
Imagine your backyard, the center of attention, and at the heart of it, a smoker that's uniquely yours.
It's more than just equipment. It's about crafting those unforgettable moments. And with the guidance of Frank and his team, you're setting the stage for magic.
So whether you're a seasoned pit master or taking your first steps into the smoky world,
Head over to SmokerBuilder.com, fill up your carts, and be sure to use the promo code GRABTHEBRISKET in all caps to receive your 10% discount. Smoke on.
threw down some ribs last night, used the Chicks That Smoke spicy rub, mind blown.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like the Chicks That Smoke spicy barbecue all-purpose rub, dude, it is a game changer for sure.
Yeah, if you folks have not given it a shot, you need to.
Honestly, your barbecue will thank you.
Chicks That Smoke, it's at SUCKLEBUSTERS.com.
Hey listeners, ever been at an event or business gathering and noticed that one thing just stands out? A simple item, but with a touch of personalization.
Bro, I know exactly what you're talking about. CoolieNation.com, it's all about making an impression. Custom designed coolies that aren't just about keeping your drink cold, they're making a statement.
Exactly. And for businesses out there, listen up. Whether it's in a corporate event or your product launch or you're promoting your own brand, these custom coolies can be your next big marketing win.
Imagine your logo or brand message right there in the hands of potential clients, partners, and customers. It's subtle yet impactful.
The quality and design of flexibility they offer, top tier. It's not just a promotional item, it's an experience.
So for everyone looking to make their mark, whether it's in business or just adding a personal touch,
Dive into CoolieNation.com.
Elevate your brand, elevate your events.
with Coolie Nation, every sip is more than just refreshment, it's recognition. Make it count.
So head over to CoolieNation.com/brisket and get your hookup.
Hey, I'm Hansel Zarin from the BFYTW podcast, here with my buddy Stevie.
Hey, what's up?
And Augie.
Hey.
And we're here to, first of all, categorically deny the rumors going around that all we've been doing lately is copying other podcasts. This is categorically untrue, and we deny it completely. Having said that, please enjoy the rest of the Grab 'em in the Brisket podcast. And when you're done, feel free to check out our new project, Pull 'em in the Pork Chop, a barbecue podcast with beer reviews, barbecue recipes, swag, and so much more. Pretty sure it's never been done before.
And now it's time for Frank Knows What's Wrong With It. As always, send in your questions to 434-829-2299 or shoot us an email at info@grabeminthebrisket.com.
Hey, I'm Frank Cox. I'm the barbecue pit engineer, and this is Frank Knows What's Wrong With It. Every week I do this little segment here for the Brisket Boys on the Grab 'em in the Brisket podcast. And anyway, send in your questions each week, and I would be glad to answer them. But anyway, for this week, we're going to talk about your pellet cooker burns back into the hopper. So this actually happened to me. I know I'm a stick burner builder and a drum smoker guy, but I even have pellet smokers. And whenever I cook on a pellet smoker, I like to run pretty hot because to me it's just basically an oven. I'll be honest with you. I'm not really looking to get that really good smoke penetration or anything like that. I'm typically just trying to set it and forget it and get that barbecue texture that I can get on a pellet cooker, which, by the way, pellet cookers have been winning barbecue contests for years, so I'm not knocking them. But anyway, a real big problem with cooking hot temperatures on a pellet smoker that you would buy like from Menards or Lowe's, Home Depot, Academy, something like that, Camp Chef, the cheaper ones, anything less than like the $1,000 range, let's say it that way, is that whenever you run hot, if you turn that control to off and you walk away from it and expect it to just do its shutdown cycle and stop, sometimes that doesn't happen and it starts burning backwards through the auger up into the pellet hopper. And then before you know it, the whole pellet hopper caught on fire. So what causes that is that there's enough connectivity between the end of the pellets that are coming out of that auger and the ash pile that's inside of your pot. So when you do a shutdown cycle, let that control go on slow or low and slow or whatever the low connection or setting is. Let that thing burn for a while until your fire is dying down enough and that coal bed of the pellets goes down enough to where it won't just start burning backwards whenever the fan shuts off and the computer shuts off. If you do that, it'll prevent that from burning backwards into the hopper. Now, another thing is some of these newer pellet grills have a little chute door that you can pull and you can dump all your pellets out. So even if it burns backwards through the auger, it's not just going to continue to consume the pellets that are in your hopper. So anyway, I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions about any barbecue or restaurant or refrigeration related equipment, let me know. I'm the barbecue pit engineer and I've been a refrigeration guy my whole life. So you can drop those questions to the Brisket Boys and I'll help you out. Appreciate you.
Can you quit playing with the damn tongs there?
Sorry.
Yeah. So send in your questions for our boy Frank 434-829-2299. He wants the questions.
One more
he wants
time.
to answer them.
434-829-2299. There it is, guys.
Send them in, or you can email us info@grabbingbrisket.com.
And then, so just for questions for Frank, that's our hotline though, right?
That is our hotline. But yeah, so you can do barbecue fails there, barbecue wins, talk shit about Jan, whatever you want to do on that hotline.
Or John, or James,
let's be real.
Or my
Raul.
boy, my boy Raul.
Please, somebody talk shit about Raul, because that'll get played.
Fuck yeah, I will. Hey,
have you got any weird, just weird messages that you just hadn't? I mean,
I really thought I would. I really thought I would get somebody just like spamming us because I have
just
put
test
that
the line
number
out, just like,
out there.
Yeah.
Hello.
Just breathing.
Hi, John.
You smell good. No, listen.
Huh?
God, he went there. No, I can't remember what I was going to say anymore. He was
It
messed
doesn't
that
matter.
up.
Okay, you're playing with the tongs. Let's get into the hot off the grill barbecue news. This is brought to you by Barbecue News Magazine and the NBBQA. And if you want to hold those tongs up for the camera, if you're on the YouTubes, you can see them. This was just sent to us about a week or so ago from a company called Maken. Yeah, these are all-purpose tongs. These things are heavy freaking duty. They're like 2 feet long, hold up to something like 3.5 inches thick, and there are what they call multi-purpose tongs. Look at this. You can hold a Coors Light with it. So
Want a sip? Got it?
All right. Yeah. Anyways, bonfires, cooking. If you got a snake in your yard you want to grab, just be careful. Can you put my beer down? Anyways, we're going to make some content with these things. We're going to make a couple videos, try these things out, but just from holding them, they're freaking heavy duty. That's for sure.
If you're a snake wrangler or you just want to get a little closer to the phones, either way, we got you.
That's true. If you can't reach whatever's the spam on the top shelf,
Stainless
steel too. So
I can already imagine myself right now. Like if he had a wrist thing, a little wrist guard that held it, just like a little thing that came over, I'd wear this all day long. You know what I mean?
No, we don't.
I just like, can I talk to you for a second? You know what I mean? Come over here for a second. Okay, you over here.
Like
can you do that little ding ding into the microphone so the folks at home can hear it?
Dude, this is legit, bro. Can you
Okay.
imagine?
It's like what is it, that Simpson episode where he finally gets a gun and then he just uses the gun for everything.
Everything.
Like, I'm going to turn the
He's
lights
wheeling
off.
it on.
Clack. Jan's just going to be.
Yeah.
Amy's just use your hands. No.
Can't do it. I'm eating
My
like
naked hand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. We got one more cool toy here on the table. And this is from our buddy we met out there at the American Royal.
That's right.
Sylvester.
Sylvester.
He actually has a different name.
Yeah.
That I could not pronounce. So he said, dumb Americans just call him Sylvester. I can't remember what his other name was. Anyways,
I wish we could try to pronounce it.
we could try to, but
Do you have it?
No, I don't have it with
Okay.
me. So
Well, listen. Next time we talk about this, we're going to try to pronounce his name because I feel like we can do it.
yeah, well, we might have them jump on the show at some point and talk about it a little bit. But
Okay.
what it is it's called the Boyer brush. It's a barbecue brush, and this thing's heavy duty. It's got 25 of these thick ass. I don't know what the gauge is. Bristles on it. That
It's stainless steel.
yeah, and it'll. This thing is heavy duty as shit.
So just kind of give you an idea, like, so the premise behind this brush is that, the wire brushes with the small little wires, right? Those break, right?
and it's
those,
not safe, right?
it's not safe, right? Because those break off and those land in your grate and your meat's sitting on there. And then guess what? It goes into your meat, then you eat it, and you get a perforated bowel or stomach or something like that, and you're dead.
You get a hospital bill or
Or you go into the tulips. Or what is that called? Tulips? Or the
daisies.
daisies.
Pushing up daisies.
Pushing up daisies.
Yeah.
Pushing up tulips and daisies.
Yeah. Carnations.
Whatever. I didn't say that. So these things are designed to be,
They go like in between the little.
it's
they're-
very
yeah,
thick, right?
super thick.
It doesn't break. It's designed because they're sitting on springs.
Mhm.
So it's a coil, then it jumps up, right, or pushes out. This thing's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, it gets down in between there. So, anyways, we're gonna test this thing out
Yeah.
too. Just make sure you're following us on all the social medias because we're gonna have videos on all these cool new gadgets we've been talking about for the last couple of minutes here. And then we'll come back. Maybe we'll come back and be like, "Hey, that was cool as shit," or we'll be honest and be like, "That was some whack ass shit." So
No,
we'll let you know.
Yeah,
But
you're
so
getting-
far, everything looks heavy duty. It looks really cool. So we'll see.
it does look legit. But listen, we're trying it at your house.
Mhm.
Your family gets sick.
How would you get sick from that? How does that work?
I'm just saying. We start looking around missing bristles, and you're like, oh,
If one of these bristles is missing, there's a problem. These things are thick.
dude, it's bigger than like a. It's bigger. It's
Like a
bigger.
paperclip, but thicker.
It's bigger than a paperclip.
Yeah.
It's just like, and it's stainless.
If you don't see that in your food,
There's something wrong with you.
yeah, right, yeah. Well, I think they said they tested it, and I don't remember what they said. If it was 50 pounds or 70 pounds or something that they tested, like it won't
the
fall
tensile
out.
strength?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not going to fall out. So
John's gonna be like cooking burgers, and he's gonna go pull this thing out after he like cleans his grill, and he's like, "Oh, there's missing one."
Yeah, it's missing one, and then you're gonna see a kid like, my stomach hurts.
no, that's not going to happen.
No,
This thing
that's not
looks
gonna
heavy duty. I trust Sylvester, and the way they came up with this, they had somebody in their family that actually did get one of the old school bristles in their food and had a
Wow.
problem. That's why they started this thing. So, but we'll get that story at some point. Anyways,
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Listen, you can tell this thing has been engineered, and you can tell that it's built to last. And did they give us? Is there a longevity on this? Have they said anything? Because
Like a warranty or anything.
well, just like how long does it last for, or whatever else?
I think so.
Because
Like-
everything's designed to wear down. I would imagine.
I don't see how that's going to
But
wear
this
down.
thing looks like it's gonna like you're giving this to your kid. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what it looks like.
It's a family heirloom.
Exactly. So that's kind of legit, man. It's 700 times, what is it, larger? Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
It's cool.
listen, it's cool.
Boyer brush.
Like, just check it out, Boyer brush.
Yeah, we'll put a link down below for this too.
Yeah.
Well, all these products will be a link.
100%.
So you mentioned I got some other barbecue
You
news.
got barbecue news,
Yeah, I
man.
do have some barbecue news. Please hold. Incoming.
Oh,
I think you guys talked about this a little bit last week, but I'm gonna bring it up again. Blue Smoke Blaire, our friend
That's
Erica
right.
Roby. She has an event coming up.
Our
It's a barbecue legends class. Al Fragoni, Bill Purvis, Rashid Phillips, and Erica are all going to be teaching. I don't know if there's going to be other people too. Going to be teaching different classes right here outside of Houston, and we are going to be there.
do you think we could teach a class? Is that a thing?
No,
Not very well, but maybe.
I mean we
Okay.
can, but I don't think we're invited to.
We're not invited. We are invited to be there, set up the podcast, and record. We're gonna have some of the guys on, maybe have some of the folks from the class on. What I'm getting at here is, if you are not signed up for this class, you should be, because you get to hang out with us. We're gonna drink beer, whether there's beer there or not. We're gonna bring beer. We're gonna drink beer. We're gonna barbecue. We're gonna have a blast.
But you also have a bunch of pitmasters
that
are there to give classes. So who do we have again on pitmaster advice?
We've got Al Fragoni.
Yep.
He's doing a live fire class. We've got Bill Purvis doing a competition class.
Let's go, Bill.
And then we have Rashid Phillips, who was on American Barbecue Showdown.
Yep.
And Erica Roby. So this is gonna be really freaking cool.
That's
really
badass,
cool
man.
class.
And when is it?
This is gonna be on January 19th through the 21st. I don't know which day we will be there, because I doubt we'll be there all 3 days, but we'll be there one of the days.
We're
sure.
staying the night there.
We're gonna live at Erica's now.
Yeah,
Okay.
we live at Erica's until
I think she has a barn. She has horses and shit.
so we're kicked out, and that's rightfully so. That's where we belong.
She's gonna walk out with her hands folded. Guys, I feel like it's time for you to go.
Right.
We already
have to leave.
We've
now.
already made a pad.
John's going to pull up with his trailer, and then you got Johnny and June hooked up to that. Go, all right, where do you want us to park?
Yeah, we're just chilling. I love it.
Anyways, but seriously, I would love to see some of our listeners out there taking the class, hanging out with us, and just having a blast.
That's
Super
cool.
Is there a limited amount of tickets?
I'm sure there's limited space, so
Okay.
go freaking sign up, and then let us know that you did sign up, because we want to see you. And I
Yeah.
know we've got a lot of freaking listeners in the Houston area.
Let's
So
sell that shit out.
yes,
We do.
Yes, 100%. One other thing. No, two other things. NBBQA, their Awards of Excellence is still going on. You have till December 1st to get your entries in. Talked about it before. There's so many different things you can enter. All kinds, anything barbecue related, there's an entry for it. So even if you're just, if you're a social media guy that just takes pictures of your barbecue and you got that one that you're like, that's the best picture ever, you can send that in. You can enter to win the best freaking photo or whatever the hell. I don't know what the category is called, but there is a category for that. Okay, and then the last thing I got here is our friend Cal Phelps over there sent me this today. The World Junior Barbecue League, which I believe is the thing that Melissa Cookston
That's right.
is heading
It
up.
is.
They just had their World Championships, and they got a winner. Crosstown Barbecue, Clara and Noah, they won. So
Congratulations.
first in chicken, first in ribs, first in pork, and third in brisket. So
Damn.
I mean,
Called
Almost swept.
domination.
Yeah.
I mean, third in brisket. I don't know what happened there, but
Right,
congratulations to these
right.
kids, because that's badass.
It is cool.
Oh.
That's very cool.
Big shout out. That's all I got for the Hot Off the Grill barbecue news.
What I think that's what the most important thing that you're looking at is just the future of barbecue,
Right.
and it's getting more and more. This is why it's become such a competitive sport, but it also is why it's a $1 billion sport, right? Right now, that's only growing. Competition barbecue is today is. I mean, well, it's a $1 billion whatever. 25 years ago, it wasn't like this.
Oh, for sure.
It was not like, it's just like the amount of the internet, obviously YouTube, TikTok, these platforms have allowed people to grow in anything they're interested in, they're growing in. But barbecue is doing so well. This is why we're in it. We're invested. It's amazing, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty badass.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
I concur.
I do concur as well.
You had a question from your buddy Dusty?
I did have a question from my buddy Dusty. He hit me up the other day. He had cooked 2 racks of ribs, and both the same cut. He said I seasoned them, I cooked them, I wrapped them, all the same way. He's like, I pulled them off. One was just money.
What was he cooking on?
And the other one was, he didn't go into details. I assume he has a,
Less than money?
he has a Komodo Joe, not Komodo Joe, but,
Komodo
Joe. He has one of the
Say
ceramic.
Komodo.
Yeah, exactly.
He had a Komodo Joe.
Yeah.
Comb over Joe.
He had a comb over Joe.
Some kind of
I don't-
Kamado grill.
Are you sure
Correct.
that monster is not alcohol, man?
Right.
Because you're okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
So he has a ceramic grill.
Okay.
We'll put it. I don't know what the brand is. So I assumed he cooked there, unless he cooked over at his buddy's house or whatever. But one turned out perfect. The other one turned out not so perfect. It wouldn't fall off the bone.
Wait, so one was fall
tough?
off the
One
bone.
was fall off the bone.
Hey,
one was not.
Was it tough?
No, I didn't see, but I got the sentiment that one was good and the other one was not good.
Yeah, go ahead.
If one was fall off the bone and one was not, one of them was done and one of them was not. That would be my.
Correct.
He should have left one on longer.
So that's the secret right there. That's the secret sauce. Is obviously get a temp probe, right? Temp probe will tell you kind of where you're at and whatever else.
Even a toothpick, just feel it.
Yeah. That's a temp probe.
Mhm.
I mean, you're just feeling the meat, and you're gauging. But I reading through the list here, and there were things that stuck out to me, but I don't know. I think the one thing that I looked at is like you bought 2 racks of ribs, but they didn't come from the same
Animal.
pig.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah, it's a possibility.
sometimes there's just meat better, right?
Yeah.
So
We run into cook-offs all the time where we pull out this just beautiful brisket and you cook it the same way you've always cooked it, and you pull it out and it's perfect looking and it temps right and everything's good. It's butter. And then you go cut into it and it's just like sawdust.
what just happened? Yeah,
Right.
it's shredding.
Shred.
Yeah.
Or it's not quite there yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
No, I know.
then you start saying, okay, is it the animal? Is it
Yeah.
the
Is it me?
is it me?
It's never me.
But there's a lot of factors other than like, okay, we should just cooked it longer.
Yeah.
Which is we had that brisket we did in
Don't
Austin.
even say it, man.
I
I was
don't
going to
even
say
want to say
Austin.
that piece of crap brisket, but we
It's
cooked
disgusting.
it, we probed it.
It's still disgusting.
We
right
probed
now.
it, and it just we hit temperature, and every time we put the probe in there, it was just tough.
I think y'all didn't know what. I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was tough, but
Yeah.
I don't know, James.
So again, I'm going to chalk it up to the meat. We'll move on down the road, but that's one of the things you need to look at because you could have had like one pig from a certain different. I'm just saying, well, you had one pig that had like more of an active lifestyle, and I guess if it's more active, do you think
Okay.
it's hitting the treadmill? Just watch.
Oink,
You
oink,
know
oink, oink.
those pigs that wear the Lululemon.
Yeah, right. I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
It's the fit pigs,
You know, yoga pigs.
right? So one's
Oh,
more
they're
more sedentary,
crunches.
the other one's a little more active. So I would imagine the sedentary ones would probably be they just ate and just sedentary. You know, they'd be like
Juicy.
Tastier.
yeah,
Now,
a lot more
do you
fat.
think so?
I think
Or
so.
The
Yeah,
other
for
one's
sure.
leaner.
Yeah,
Yeah. You want
One's
you
gonna
want
be-
them
One's marbled.
you want them fat
Hey,
striations.
one's one's running the quarter, right? Nah, I don't got time for that. Yeah, I think so.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. What side do they lay down on?
I think pigs
Wow.
just fall
Did-
down, right?
Did you get a left side or a right side of the pig?
left
maybe
rib or right rib?
Maybe it's the thing. Who knows?
I don't know. I think it. Yeah. I mean, it could definitely boil down to.
Was
that.
it older?
right?
Was it an older
exactly.
piece of meat? And that's the other thing. Like, think about that. I know this is on here,
Mhm.
and the age of the meat matters, right? Like, the older the meat is, it has more time to break down in that vacuum sealed.
Yeah, those
Uh,
enzymes go to
tougher.
work
Yeah.
and start.
It's
tearing
not
that
a
apart.
vac master that they're using, I'll tell you that. But maybe it's not broke down the way that it needs to be. And then you have one that's like, well, that thing came to the slaughterhouse. It just got rotated in to the packaging warehouse, and all of a sudden it's out to the stores. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That quick. It was marbled. It looked great, but it just needs more time to break down.
Yeah. Well, they say like I mean, of course, you have the rigor mortis kind of sets in after the animals kind
Yeah.
of.
It's weird that you said that, but yeah.
I don't know, but that's what it's
Mhm.
called, right? It
Disgusting.
stiffens up. Everything
Hey,
just stiffens
Nobody.
up.
Hey,
And it
if you
takes a
listen,
while for
if
it
you
to
were
go.
like, if you were like to say, if you're like, hey, listen, this rib right here, you see how it does that? That's because of rigor mortis, right? This is gonna be a good rib. Ain't nobody eating that rib. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
Hey, yeah, we got burgers, or is that a thing? Or
I'm just
I'm-
gonna have chips.
I'm actually good.
Right.
I'm a vegetarian. Like,
Okay.
that's because the rig hit.
It's,
You know?
it's like those assholes that go to the supermarket and like they pick up a brisket and they fold it over.
Yeah, right.
Hey, there's no rigor mortis sitting there.
Dude, we just went through this the other night
Yes.
when we're
Trimming briskets by yourself.
when we were trimming briskets for our brand and our
Mhm.
podcast and our company when we were doing it, you
Mhm.
and I,
Yeah.
not really anybody else,
No, it was just the two of us.
Correct.
just two of
Yeah,
us.
there was nobody else there.
when we're doing this,
Yeah.
and then we trimmed not 9 briskets, but there was
Mm-hmm.
a moment where you like looked over and the amount of fat this
Mhm.
brisket had, right? When you trimmed it through, you're like, this is the reason why you just can't. And you hadn't trimmed yours yet, right?
No.
You had started on it, but you're like, stop. You're like, this is the reason why, because you saw it.
You
You're
can't
like,
judge it like that.
you can't judge a brisket in the back and pack. That's what pisses me off, right? Get me, like, I want
You
to
can look at the meat, the fat in it and whatever, but you can't like try to pick it up and bend it and assume that means anything at all.
So I think if I had a meat market, I just want to have meat sitting out. It's just like not vacuum packed,
Come poke it.
all hung up, right? And you're like, you get to walk into your own little freezer, and you're like, there's your brisket. You like it or not, or whatever else.
I'd have every one of those briskets folded over, just sitting, just
taco?
folded over. Yep.
Like
All
taco.
lined up.
The one
across
that I
it.
had,
Yeah.
it was kind of a small choice. I was just for the family, and I thought, I'll just get a little one this time. You could roll that thing up like a
Dude,
freaking flank steak
like a
or something.
pinwheel,
It was
like a
so it was
pinwheel.
crazy.
You could have rolled it like this. It is
Yeah.
a ball of.
It
You
came
balled
out-
it up,
Yeah, it came out okay.
and then you were like, "Hey, you think we
It
should
was so
cut?
thin.
Hey, what was our thing though? You think we should cut one of these like this? And,
We should cook one like that. We should
Hey,
pinwheel
that's-
one and
We're gonna
put
pinwheel.
a steak through it and cook it.
It's
I don't
happening.
know. We cooked one like a steak one time, and it turned out like shit.
No,
No, we'll still
nobody
cook it all the
said
way. We'll just like
Put a steak.
put some
through it.
twine around it or something, and cook it in a ball.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it cook more evenly like that? Wouldn't you think, as
I think
opposed to a
so.
long flat? Like, what if it's just like a steak, like a brisket ball.
I
Let's
don't.
play some brisket
listen,
ball.
I don't think it cooks more evenly, but yeah,
I want to do it anyway. I don't
No,
care.
we're doing it.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're doing it.
Anyway, I forgot where we were going with any of that shit. But
Okay, we're back on the ribs.
ribs,
Hey,
yes.
I know, we're back
Okay,
on the. Hey,
For me,
we're back on the barbecue news right now.
for me, I feel like for whatever his issue is, I feel like it boils down to either the ribs were not the same size,
Yep.
so one of them needed to cook longer,
One's thicker.
or when he picked them out, maybe one of them just didn't have the same fat content as the other. Like maybe it was like one of them was really well marbled, one of them just wasn't.
Or one
It could have
came,
been a lot of other things. You're right, but for me, I feel like 9 times out of 10, it's one of those issues.
or one came from a really good pig,
Mhm.
and one came from a low down dirty sow.
Mm.
Dirty pigs.
You know what I mean?
One of them I
I
was
like
going to
it.
throw in there is the freezing of the meat, the
Yeah.
freezing and thawing and freezing and thawing. So like if you have a rack that's probably been frozen and thawed and frozen again several times, that
Mhm.
can play with the texture of the meat.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I see that. Yeah,
That's all I got.
that's it.
I like it. There you go, Dusty.
Dusty, hey, Dusty, go pick out some better meat next time, man.
Yeah.
Nah. Hey, listen, just
FaceTime me, bro. I'll
Hey,
help you out.
FYI, when you're rolling around LaGrange, just see which side of those pigs are laying down on.
yeah. Hey, so I will say this, and I think this is true. Okay, we're cooking to temperatures always for the first stage, right? So we have an idea of what temperature we want to be at. It doesn't mean 10 degrees before we get there that we're not probing, but all this means is a lesson learned right here is keep probing, keep
Right.
testing.
Temperature is a guideline,
if you-
loose guideline.
Very loose, right? But if you pulled that one rack of ribs off and you're like, this is money, this is my money right here, and you hit the other one and you're like, well, it felt good, but it didn't really feel the same way, or you picked it up and it didn't move the same way, whatever it is, it didn't draw the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, leave it on. You know what I mean? Or did he overcook it? Well, if you overcook it, it would have been fall apart.
Right.
So, yeah, I just think that maybe it needed a little more love, a little more heat, and just that's the thing. Just keep pushing, keep testing, and you're gonna find what works best for you. So, there it is, Dusty, my boy,
Dusty.
my boy. What's up, my boy?
All right, I guess this maybe drives us into the grabbing the brisket.
You, yeah, man, hell yeah, dude. We're getting really good at this. Hey, you ever thought about doing like a quartet or like what do you call it? A
A
quintet?
duet. We'll call it the Don't Duet.
The don't do it.
do it.
Okay, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Man, listen. We all have day jobs, so we don't want to hear your shit. Like we do this because we want to do it, and ain't because anything else. So, but we do appreciate the follow. We appreciate the listen, and if you get a second, check out grabthebrisket.com
Just pour me a
or
little
grab
bit in
them
a cup. Yeah, and y'all can split the two.
or grab them in thebrisket.com. But check out the webpage, check out the blogs. sign up for the blog because we're doing a lot of fun things and we have a lot of giveaways coming up, right? So, and there's
So many giveaways.
If you want to get into this and if you want to be a part of this, please sign up. We're not going to share your information. We're not going to spam you, and we're not going to even call you. We don't even give a shit. We just want to be able to access this and send out, hey, we have another giveaway coming up. Let's go.
Go to
So-
grabthebrisket.com, and there is a sign up right there on the homepage where you can just put in your info.
That's it.
And we're going to, once a week, we send out a little, and most of it's going to be one of our blogs. It's going to be a link to our latest podcast, which obviously you love. And then it's going to just be like some links to like some discounts on stuff and some killer deals, basically.
And that's completely it. And then I think our latest blog that we're working on right now, James, you want to just give a snippet? You want to give a little pop to it? You don't have to.
So the one we just posted.
That's right.
Yeah, that was the one that was the highs and lows of barbecue. It's how the elevation can possibly affect your barbecue.
It's not possibly.
Correct. Yes.
You're not potentially.
That's
A change in elevation can affect your barbecue.
yes.
It does.
Yeah.
It changes the way anything works, and you're a better barbecue for reading this blog. I'm just saying.
Our
Let's
boy
go.
Aaron Leslie kind of well, we kind of knew a little bit of it, but he
No,
recently
Aaron-
talked about that. We put that video out. But
So we talked about this a couple of years ago, and I'm not sure if it's on one of these episodes or whatever else, but we talked about this, and but when Aaron brought it up again, I think it reignited. And thank you, Aaron Leslie with Texas Oil Dust, and for on this last episode that we had that we popped out when we're at the Kansas City barbecue.
Royal?
I keep screwing it up. Yeah, the Royal.
it's
I don't know
work.
why. I don't know why I keep saying that. But anyways, when we're at the Royal, it was an honor to be out there and to just be around him and all of those guys from Texas, to be honest with you. And we really meant to stop by everybody, but we just didn't. But anyways, it was great food for thought. And so this is definitely inspired by Aaron for this blog. So
Yeah.
hey, kudos to you, man.
yeah,
Thank you.
one of the cool things that I saw in it was like the boiling point at sea level is at what?
212.
It's
212.
Yeah, 212.
So
years.
every 500 feet you go up,
Yeah.
the boiling point drops.
That's right.
And that's what it all boils down to, right? Like your brisket is going to finish sooner at a lower temperature, the higher your elevation.
That's it. Right. So and you can counteract that by cooking a little hotter and whatever else and getting to your temperature quicker. But that was a cool that's a cool blog you put together. It's a cool article that you wrote, James.
Yeah.
And
So-
I didn't know
Appreciate
you had it in you.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, and
Appreciate
I didn't know you can actually write that way. I'm pretty intrigued, brother.
Be
So
Yeah, don't give away too many.
So
too
everybody,
many
yeah,
No,
go
no.
check out the
tidbits.
blog.
Check it
Let us
out.
know what you think. We'll probably bring up in discussion next week when we fire it up again.
there it is. Hey, is this Christmas tree? What is this?
What do we got here? James, you brought this. You want to
Okay,
talk
so
about
this is another one of those beers that we got from Martin House when we made our trip up there to there was what was it called the Christmas special that they had.
Dude, it's what it
it?
smells
Yeah,
like.
Christmas
man.
in July. or-
Christmas in July.
Okay.
Right,
June
so
or
this
whatever
is
it
the Danky Kang
It
part
smells-
2. So apparently they did this at one point in time.
This is good.
So
This is good.
we're working with
Try it?
an
Yeah.
IPA with a it's a Strata hop hash and King Louis the 13 terps. So I'm not really sure what
What?
that is. 7.7
It's called history. Bro.
yeah, 7.10% alcohol by volume. There's
It's
not really
nice.
much left on this. Obviously, we got the angry donkey Kong, King Kong artwork going on, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is cool.
It's very
That's really good. Oh, that is really good.
This is a
Um,
solid beer.
Hey, I want to give a really quick shout out to my son, Keegan. Keegan's in Japan right now, having the time of his life. He's on day 2, I think, and they're like, I don't know how many hours ahead of us. It's a lot, right? So sooner or later, I think maybe it's morning right now over there. So there's probably 10 a.m. or so. So he's having the time of his life. I'm so jealous. I don't know. You said something a second ago that made me reminded that I just want to big shout out to him. Love that guy, and I'm super happy that he's living his best life.
Yeah, hope you're having
So,
a fun time. I did.
Cheers to,
yeah,
cheers to Keegan.
cheers to Keegan. I did see him on Live 360, and I was like, huh. let me just pull up Google Earth and just see where you're actually at. And so I found it on Google Earth and
Tokyo.
scrolled it all the way down to Tokyo, on down all the way to the street that he's at. And I think it's the building that he is staying at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, but I looked it up in the morning. So I was like, let me see what time it is. I was like, okay, look at like about 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, he's probably in his hotel room.
Oh, he's loving it, man.
Sleep, whatever.
He
That's
is
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's badass. So yeah, big shout out to him. Yeah, we can go.
Can we talk about this beer?
Yeah.
This thing is good.
This is really
What is
good.
happening that I like an IPA? This is just
You don't
weird.
like IPAs?
Well, I didn't before, but now I think I do.
No, I think you did. I think you're just being like, first of all, I think people forget what IPA is. You're talking about Indian Pale Ale, right? That's what an IPA is. Everybody thinks that everything made from any other brewer is an IPA. IPA is a style of beer,
Correct.
right? It's not a it's not because you have a
Hey,
small brewery.
Raul, can you look up what King Louis the 13 terps are?
I just think that everybody thinks that IPAs is is that an IPA? No, it's not. It's a Russian Imperial Stout, right? Or this is this. But everybody assumes everything's an IPA.
No, IPA is generally speaking a hoppy whatever. It's a hoppy beer, right? Most IPAs, at least in my experience, are the hoppy beers. Right?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I think IPAs can be hoppy. I think IPAs can be smooth. Do you think this is hoppy or no?
There is definitely some hops in here for sure, but it's
Well, you
not
taste
super
the
hoppy. But
hops.
it's also got like a super nice, like fruity notes. It's super
Well,
crisp.
it's the
super
IBUs,
clean.
right? It's the IBUs that makes it bitter, right? It's
Yeah,
the
I'm not
those,
catching a lot of that. This is really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I do like bitter beers. Don't get me wrong, but
I do
this
too.
is really good.
I agree with you, man. What's that can?
Yeah,
Real quick.
say it again because I'm pulling up cognac.
Yeah. So it's the
It's King Louis the 13th.
terps. You know what the terps are?
LOUIE.
So the terps.
Is that right?
Yeah.
TIRPS.
Yeah. TERPS.
I don't know how to spell terps. Like that's not even a word. You just made that shit up.
It's
I'm gonna
not.
give this an 8.8.
The fact that you don't know this is astonishing.
I'm trying to get my score.
Okay. Go ahead.
8.8. This is delicious. I will drink it again.
All right, this is a 7.10% alcohol by volume, by the way. 7.10.
Why can't they just say 7.1?
They did
Why add the O? That doesn't make any sense.
because it's 7.10.
Yeah, but 1.0 isn't that the same as 7.1?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's 7.1000. Wow. Like,
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Oh. 7.10.
Hey, good choice, James.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
I
just
just pulled it out of the fridge.
Well, you
Yeah.
you pulled the right one.
really good beer.
What was your score?
8.8.
8.8. Okay.
7.0.
Yeah. I'm not really as high as you on this. I mean, it's good.
7.1. What are you, James?
I'm probably about 7.5 on it.
7.5.
Can't be right all the time.
Hey, 7.5 or 7.5?
I'm 7.50.
Okay.
Oh,
7.50.
okay. That's what we're doing now, huh?
You're 750. I'm 7.50.
Brother.
I'm 7.5. I think it's funny. I don't know why we keep saying this,
Yeah.
but
We're not.
hey,
Just you.
Hey,
Hey,
pass me the can. If
hey,
you
so
don't mind.
terps, TERP. Like, who are the?
I'm pulling up Kush.
Yeah,
cognac.
yeah.
Wow.
Cognac.
He's pulling
So-
all kinds of stuff over here.
Hey, listen.
Jan, give us a score.
If you just Google who are the terps, TERPS, you're gonna get it. Like,
What
you-
is there something
Yeah,
to
I'm
do
not
with
doing
like
this with you guys.
weed
listen.
in there? Like what the
No, man.
what's
Maybe.
what's the
There-
there's a
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe
a chemical or some type
Yeah.
of
What are you talking about?
it's the
In marijuana?
yeah.
Am I gonna test for this shit or something?
Yeah, you're testing out. You're negative, man. They're fine. Can I go or not?
I've been waiting.
I went last
waiting
for a reason.
Go.
very
Like,
patient.
Save the best, right? Let me take a drink real quick. Let me see.
Okay. So what'd you do last weekend, James?
Do you really want to know? Or
Yeah,
just-
of course I
okay.
do.
Yeah, I mean we moved stuff.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready?
It's an 8.4.
Good
That's an
score.
8.4
That's
beer.
a good score.
8.4 beer. This beer is crisp. It's clean. It's refreshing. It's not too hoppy. It's not bitter at all.
It's damn near This is one of my favorite IPAs.
This is a great, great, great beer.
Hmm.
Say, hey, check it out for yourselves. Hey, what's the name of the roll? Mm-hmm. Reading's hard.
Is it? It's Danky Kang.
Danky Kang.
Danky Kang. There it
Danky
is.
Kang. You gotta put a
Terps.
little
Well,
something in there.
I wasn't sure if I was.
Dang.
I don't think I
Dang.
got street cred. I
Hey,
can't do that.
Terps. Get them terps, baby. What are the terps? Who are the terps?
Nobody knows what the terps
Yeah,
are.
why do I
Hey.
feel funny?
Yeah.
Hey, who are the
I watched
terps?
this guy do a TikTok. He's like, his dad is like notoriously for going into people's glove boxes, because apparently this is maybe a Midwest thing. I don't know. People keep food and snacks in their glove box. So his
Really?
dad's like, he was sitting out in the parking lot. I think he went into Home Depot, or the kid went into Home Depot, or went into the store. So his dad stayed out there. So he goes through his glove box and he starts pulling out stuff, and he's like, and he finds some chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
and
Brownies?
It says beeswax on it, I think. I don't remember what it was, what the brand was, or what even it was. But he nibbled off like 4 or 5 of them, and he got back to the car. He's like, "Did you just eat those?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "How many did you eat?" "Well, I don't know, just like 4 or 5. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then he like drives him home. "All right, we'll see you later." And so he goes home, and he's like, man, like about a couple hours, or an hour or so later, maybe not that long, he gets a phone call from his dad. He's like, "Hey, you want to go play golf?" And he all of a sudden it clips. Here's a picture of my dad playing golf, and he's up there with his driver. He's like shirtless, and he's like, "I feel great. I don't even know what this is." He's like, "Man, this is the best I've felt in forever."
What was it?
I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like, I assume it was something that was laced with
Shrooms, baby.
I don't know if it was
Edible?
shrooms, or
Those
if
are
it was,
shrooms.
Oh, could be.
Yeah.
It says that terps is I know I'm late. It's a plant flavoring.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So it says but in cannabis.
In a
yeah,
cannabis.
That's what
There it
gives
is.
it that.
I was waiting for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It has that kind of
Smell.
not that I know or anything. I just talking to other people. But
Uh-huh.
hey, so the glove box thing, I'll tell you a funny thing. A couple of years ago, I had gone on vacation to a location and with our family, and we had a good time. I come back and I have 2 glove boxes in my truck, right? I have an upper one and a lower one. Falls and one like raises up, right?
Yep.
And I'm riding around in my truck, and I got 2 high managers, sitting in my truck, and I'm driving, and one of them reaches over and pushes this button in my
Why you
truck.
gotta mess with stuff?
Dude, I'm like, I look over and I'm like, I didn't think anything of it. And I was like, oh, cool. I was like, oh yeah, if you press that, it opens up. And then he pulls out this alligator clip hooked to a piece of wood, like a little stand, right? Little alligator clip with a. And I look over, I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is that, right? I was mortified. Dude. I'm looking at it, I'm still looking, I'm like,
That's
weird.
my kid's art project.
Yeah. And then, dude, but it's on a piece of wood, like it's for a handle. It's got a handle and an alligator clip.
Oh, that's
And it's made to hold, right? It ain't
To
made
hold
to,
what?
It ain't made to clip. It's
Cigarettes.
just made to hold. Okay. So
Non-filtered cigarettes.
so I'm driving to lunch, and I got both of them in the truck. One's whatever. One's higher than the other, right? And I'm like driving, and I am freaking out. I look over, and then I expected him to go just put it back in and close it and not say a word.
Oh, I know. He had to give you a hard time.
But he goes, "What is this? Hey, what is this? What do you use this for?" And I was like, "It's like a, it's out." Oh, I looked over and I'm driving. I just give a beat. I was like, "Oh, that's an alligator clip." That's an alligator clip. What we do? I just kept driving, and he goes, "But what do you use it for?" And I was like, It's clip stuff. You got to clip, right? You're just gonna clip stuff." And then he said something else, and finally I was like, beat red, and I'm like, "Dude." I was like, "I don't know, man. I just got back from vacation like a week ago. This is probably one of my kids' shit that's like sitting in there. I have no idea." I'm mortified. I'm like, I don't know what to say right now. Right. And we're older, right? And I've got older people in the car with me as well. So everybody's just like laughing and snickering, right? I'm like, Jesus, just shut up, right? I just wanted to throw it away. I was like, throw it away. Nobody wants it in my car anyways. A paraphernalia,
Right.
you know?
Just
It
throw
was
outside.
funny. Yeah, it was so.
I would have said it without a doubt. I hate when my kids drive my truck.
Yeah, I know.
Right,
Well,
right.
we literally just come back from the Frio, and I was like, dude, my kids drove my truck. You know what I mean? They had their friends in my
Oh
truck.
shit!
So yeah, it was good. It was funny.
You guys, semi related. You guys have anything that you like always have in your glove box?
Gloves
Really?
Yeah.
You have gloves in your glove box?
all the time. Well,
I get
actually,
it makes sense.
so
That's
actually,
the
I don't
thing,
right
but
now because they got pulled out and somebody asked, but I usually put gloves in my glove
Are
box.
we talking like leather work gloves, or what are we talking about here?
just gloves?
Or like keep your hands warm gloves?
No, just like work stuff.
Work
like
stuff.
there's always a
Like driving gloves.
yeah. So I
My
always
grandpa used to wear the driving gloves.
oh really?
What's the isotoners? Is it the isotoners that was
Nobody
like,
wears those, dude. Is that even a thing anymore?
I'm sure it is.
If it doesn't fit, you
Do they
must have
still
quit.
sell isotoners? Yeah.
That's OJ's gloves for sure.
Did he make them more money or less money?
He wasn't wearing isotoners. The motherfucker was wearing like latex gloves. It's like barbecue gloves. You know, that's what he's wearing.
Is that what you keep in your glove box? Barbecue gloves?
No, so I used to keep a pair of cotton gloves in the back, like always set in the driver's side back door. There was always a pair of gloves that sat there because you just never know. You work on something, whatever else, they're there. But I always kept a pair of gloves in my glove box because I always thought it was fun. It's a glove box. When you open it up,
That's
there's always a
genius.
pair of
I
gloves there.
literally want to go
Yeah.
put gloves in my glove box.
You should. You should.
I feel like an idiot for
Yeah,
not having.
I know.
something. I always have a knife in there, and I always
Yeah.
have like 8,000 napkins from different fast
I
food
have
places.
napkins.
That's about it. And
So
then like
I keep
every receipt from Jiffy Lube I ever got is in there too.
Yeah,
Other than that, that's it.
I keep napkins in the center console, and then there's a push console that I have in front of me that I keep napkins in there as well.
Mm.
Glove box has the manual of the vehicle, and it's got gloves. But although
Gloves.
they
Bless
don't
America.
they
feel
don't
like a
have them right
loser.
now because I think I didn't keep any in the back, and I was like, I got to use those. I've already used them, so I got to put some back in.
Okay, I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna go get some gloves.
Maybe
You
it's
should.
Maybe it's a good luck thing.
100%. It's like
Hmm.
it's how you warn off the police from pulling you over. You know?
I need to see a license to get my gloves out of the way here.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Oh, he must be somebody. He has
I'm
gloves.
proper.
Yeah,
Hey, can you look in the glove box?
clearly he's not trouble. He has
He's-
gloves in his glove box.
Pardon me, sir. Yeah,
As,
it's right
as
next.
he's got his alligator clip.
Hey,
Let me get this out of the way.
Just like
Hey.
moves over his Grey Poupon, his
Pardon me.
alligator clip,
Can I
and his
get any
gloves.
Grey Poupon?
Yeah.
I know. Right?
I just wondered.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
am
fine.
I the only one that just has like a shit ton of napkins in his glove box? I don't know. And a knife. I always have a knife in there. I don't know why. It's like you never know. You might need a knife.
It's very European.
It's like a machete. It's not a big deal.
Right. Oh, never mind. It's very
legal.
American.
Anyways, we should probably
Yeah, we got to kill.
we should
this.
probably stop.
We're at 77 minutes.
We should probably stop
Hey,
all this shit.
We only get 40 minutes a week or a year. No, a month.
Right. Right. Yeah, we're gonna have to probably take like a 3-month break.
Can you cut him a check real quick? We owe him money already. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Rule. I didn't realize that we just took up the month over here.
That's actually why we gave him a mic so we can make
yeah.
him cut
Well,
into the payments every month.
That's
so-
true. So we're gonna need your part. Hey,
Right. You actually owe us.
I didn't
Oh,
want to.
I'm part of the team.
I didn't
Right,
wanna-
right, right.
Hey.
Welcome to the club.
I didn't want to say anything,
Yeah,
but we're
yeah.
gonna need that lunch money by the
I'm-
end of the week.
Yeah, I need a photo to add to the website. So
Yeah.
I'm still
Hey.
waiting for my steak, man.
Mhm.
Hey, well, I mean, we're gonna need that due first. You know, it's all about that due.
Okay.
Hey,
All right, so we're gonna go into the barbecue win/fail, and this one is a long one.
no,
Uh,
jeez.
I'm gonna try to get
Hey,
through this. And what do you want to?
No, let James read it.
No, you read it.
Okay,
Go ahead. This is a
We
good
don't
one.
have long.
This is gonna be a really good one.
It's a really long one. I was
we're,
like,
we're gonna try to get
Jesus.
through this like pretty quickly. All right.
Okay.
So, do we know who this came from?
It's at the bottom.
Very
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll say it at the end.
it'll be a surprise. Okay, so first time I cooked a brisket, I did a zero research on it. I had
Hey, can we stop real quick?
No, let him finish.
Hold on. I love the fact that how cavalier is that? No, it's the first time I did a brisket. I did zero research. I said, "Fuck it."
I went mid-rare.
I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna own this 16-pound piece of meat, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna do it upright. You know,
Okay, so
Franklin, who
exactly? I had a smoker for like a month, and I had only made ribs on it, which I had made before on a Weber kettle grill before. So he knew the process, and he's like, I didn't want to cook a whole brisket my first time, so I bought just the flat. I seasoned it with God knows what. I like the details here. Probably rib seasoning. So yeah, and put it on the smoker. I knew enough to know that I was looking for a temperature around 200 degrees, though I didn't know why at the time. So he's looking at the finished temperature at 200 degrees. I assume that's what he's
Close.
Yeah.
hey, 30 minutes in the cook, he's out there probing. You're like, nah, you ain't there yet, man. Like,
Okay, so the problem was the only thing I knew about cooking brisket was you need roughly an hour per pound to cook this. The flat was 5 pounds, so I gave myself 5 hours before it needed to be served. Oh man, rookie mistake there. So you see, my wife's grandfather had just died, and we were having it for our family dinner
my God,
to celebrate
Lord.
his life, and
my
I was
God.
about to serve them quite possibly the worst brisket ever
No,
attempted.
100%, man.
First 3 hours went fine, but the weirdest thing happened. Once it reached 165 degrees, the temperature just stopped rising.
That's called the stall.
Over the next 2 hours, I only gained about 10 degrees, and then I had to pull it. I knew I had no knowledge of the meat hitting the stall or wrapping your brisket. I just pulled it. I just pulled the stiff ass brisket out, put it in a casserole dish, and I went to my mother-in-law's house. We cut a piece off of it, and it was about as tender as boot leather. Just dry. It tasted okay with enough sauce, but we had to cut into tiny pieces of it. It wouldn't shred at all.
It's like the Griswolds.
Right. It's like, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Okay. So he's like, I was so embarrassed. Subsequently, I bought Aaron Franklin's book and read it cover to cover. It taught me about the stall and wrapping and seasoning a brisket and resting and the connective tissue breaking down around 200 to 205 degrees and all that shit that I had done because I was just shooting from the hip. It was a day of much learning. I've cooked several full briskets now, and they've all turned out varying degrees of amazing. So this is from Zach T.
Let's go, Zach. Zach,
That is
listen, kudos to you. Listen, I don't know if I would have actually taken that on if I had never done it
That's
before
ballsy.
for that one
First time,
moment. And I definitely sorry for the loss and whatever else.
Yeah.
But hey, kudos to you for running that. And then also, dude, only a legit motherfucker at that point goes off and goes, no, we're slicing this into
Right.
small pieces.
Cube it up.
We're all eating this. It's a tough steak, but we're all eating it. All right.
just put some more sauce on it.
Right.
There it is. Hey, grandma,
Yeah.
get your dentures, get your denture. What do you call
Right.
it?
Yeah.
Di-
No. Yeah, you're right.
Denture therm or whatever that holds that shit in there. Hey, get some more super glue, baby. You're going to eat this damn.
Right.
I can only
brisket,
imagine
all right?
just like the Christmas vacation, just everybody sitting around just eating that dry ass like chicken, that turkey, that
Yeah.
gristle, whatever. Just like, but hey,
You got 9 lives. You just spent all of them.
exactly.
Hey, listen. Hey, good for you, man. Hey, you know what you just entered into? You just entered into the end of the year giveaway. Is that right?
Yes, he's in the running. He's in the
You're in the
running
running.
for the big ass offset, and he's also in the running for the Super 55 drum like we got. And he also just won himself some.
Sucklebuster. Everybody wants some Sucklebusters.
There
Hey,
it is.
Dude,
I
thank
feel-
you for sharing. Thank you for putting it out there because I think there's a lot of people out there that do this and there's nothing wrong with this. And mind you, I think you have to fail a little bit
how you
before you
learn.
just go because this created a little monster in him. And he
Mhm.
was like Aaron Franklin's
Gotta
book,
learn.
cover to cover.
Mhm.
And he's like, I got this. Let me just show you what I can do. And that's badass, man.
It's a
That's cool.
honestly, it's kind of a rite of passage when you're cooking brisket. Like probably 95% of the people that cook brisket their first time probably fails at it.
Yeah.
And then it spurns them to go online and go seek out knowledgeable sources and learn from their mistakes and get better.
So 95% of people do this, but they don't do that. So 95% of people do the first thing. It fails, right?
They give up.
And they don't do any more.
They're scared.
Think about this. And I think that's the nuance that happens. Some people move on, they go, I'm going to keep doing it and whatever else. Some people never smoke again. They go, that's not for me. I can't do it. F it, I'm not doing it.
It's too hard.
Right? It's too hard. I don't want to mess with that. And I think there's a lot of people out there that say that. And all I want to say to you people is
try again. You can do this.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So he is in the, like you said, he's in the running for the end of the year. If you want to be in the running, all you got to do is send in a win or a fail. Anybody that sends one in, you don't even have to make it on the show. You are in the running for the end of the year giveaway. Call it in 434-829-2299, or if you're a little shy and don't want to leave us a message, send us an email. That's fine too. info@grabtheminthebrisket.com or anywhere else, any of our social medias. You can send us in your win or your fail. We love the fails, obviously, but we want to hear about the wins too.
So just really quick, if you call the hotline, right? If you call the brisket hotline, your voice is being played right now, right? We're playing it on our podcast. You're hearing yourself, but it's you. You know what I mean? We're not having to read it for you. It's you. I think the hotline is the way to go. If you want to type it in or email it in, nothing wrong with that. And we have no problem with trying to get in character. I think James did a great job.
You played a great Zach.
You did a great job playing Zach.
Zach T.
And yeah, Zach T.
Zach T.
Zach T. What's up, T? I just think you did a great job. I just think that it's hard for us to always get into character. And if you do want to go ahead and email at info@grabtheminthebrisket.com or grab the brisket. Is it grab the brisket?
Info@grabtheminthebrisket.com
Yeah,
or just go to grabthebrisket.com. There's a link. You can
There
leave
is.
us a message.
But if you want to do it that way, why don't you give us some direction of what the character should read like? Right?
Do you have an accent?
Do you exactly
Huh?
give
Is
us
there
the
any
particulars?
slang we should know?
Because we want to read this the
What
way.
part of the region are you from?
We want to
You have
read
to
this
put a draw
the
on
way that you want us to read this. We don't want to do it justice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
If your name is Pat, are you a male or a female? We just want to know.
It's Pat.
We need to know.
No, we don't need to know.
We don't. But if we're going to act it out,
Exactly. And if you're Australian, you go front of the line.
Yeah.
Crikey, you
if
sure
you're
do, mate.
listen, no,
But you have to type it out in Australian.
But listen,
Right.
if you are Australian, you don't type it in, bro. You better call in.
you
I'm
should
just
call
saying.
it in 100%.
Let's go.
Right.
That's
Okay.
all I got for today, guys.
There it is.
Okay. Well,
It's been.
good talking barbecue with you. I mean, you're
How
supposed
do you-
to say
how do
that.
you
What's
say it?
going on here?
No, yeah. I'm just letting you guys. That's all
Okay.
I have.
Okay.
And,
Well, that's what we
hey,
have too.
guys. It's been great talking barbecue with you.
Okay. Peace.
Hey, it's been great. We love you. We think about you day and night, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Let's go.
As we close out, big thanks to SmokerBuilder.com and the NBBQA for their unwavering support.
Absolutely. And cheers to Barbecue News Magazine, SUCKLEBUSTERS, and Dow Strong Knives for their contributions.
And you know Yeti always has our back, and Cooling Nation ensures our drinks stay perfectly cold.
Lastly, props to Cambro Manufacturing and, of course, the Spicy Nut, the Chicks of Smoke Seasoning. Thanks to all for powering this show.
Until next time, keep smoking.